You are now tuned into the sounds of Big Nate Sports Talk. It's on all the time, anytime.
Sitting looking back on all the times we shared, when I acted like I just didn't really care, and it wasn't fair. You stood by me, girl, when I was so untrue, but this is my promise, girl, I give to only you. Let me be the one you come running to. When you need me, I'll be there, just to let you know that I do care. Baby, I promise, girl, I promise, I'll always be true. And baby, I promise, girl, I promise you that I'll be right here for you, no matter the problem, babe. I'll stand by your side, be right by your side. Yeah, can never be denied.
You are now tuned in to Big Nate Sports Talk, the show that is on all the time, anytime. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host, Nathan Snell.
Cut it off! I am having a very bad day. I am in no mood. This, today, is one of the worst days that I've had in a long time. I'm not in the mood to play with anybody. I mean, damn it! I'm ticked off!
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
That's how I feel. Damn sick and tired of getting out rebounded.
Could've, would've, should've is the difference of what I'm talking about. The good teams don't come in and say could've. They get it done. All right? It's that simple. I'm tired of saying could've, should've, would've. That's why we ain't good enough yet. Because we're saying could've and they ain't.
Good evening, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Big Nate Sports Talk Podcast. This is episode 465 of the podcast. And as you see in the title, we are recapping the loss to the Buffalo Bills for the Baltimore Ravens, Sunday Night Football. Before we get into that, there's a few things I want to say up front. I put an article out on teammbsmedia.com breaking down the loss of what happened. One. Number two, episode 464 is up. I have a preview article for the Maryland football team as they play Towson University this upcoming Saturday. That should be up on the website tomorrow, if I'm saying that correctly. And tomorrow I will finish the regular season power rankings, my WNBA power rankings for the season, as the last day of WNBA regular season is tomorrow. And then more than likely we'll go live Friday or Saturday as we get ready for the playoffs. We'll take it from there. We'll bring back the one mind, one goal series. And then other than that, that's about it. I apologize. Something's in my eye. I'm going to be nice. I don't really know how to feel about this one, but let's just get into it. The Baltimore Ravens, they lost 40-41.
Game over, yeah!
Shouldn't have lost. Let's just keep it at. Let's just get it out the way. We were up 40-25. We were up 8 points over 3 minutes to play, and the moment that Derrick Henry fumbled, momentum, I knew from that was the momentum that went right to Buffalo. 16 unanswered points, and you would think from from January. We would have gotten our revenge, no. And we simply had no response. And then, and I'll get into Coach Harbaugh in just a bit, but listen, the Buffalo Bills last year were undefeated at home. And that win has now pushed them to now 12 straight wins. Buffalo is a good home team. We outplayed them most of the game. There's a reason why they've won 5 straight divisional titles. Well, outside, their division's not the greatest, but let's just keep it real. The Bills are a good damn team. But I mean, like, if you take away that fumble, the game was essentially over. I mean, my biggest takeaway from it was it really wasn't the fumble. I mean, let's really break down those 3 minutes, because we talked about this. I'm gonna use everyone jumped on the offense when we played Kansas City here. The defense in the second half made its adjustments, and I agree. Within those 3 minutes, and this is a team that has prided itself on defense for years. When I needed one stop, I have 5 first-round picks in the secondary. I mean, they were picked like grapes. I mean, how Josh Allen found open receivers. He found time to make plays. I mean, Nate Wiggins broke up a key 2-point conversion, but we did not generate a turnover. We allowed too many big plays, and only sacked Josh Allen one time.
He didn't even try.
What are we doing? When I needed my defense to get one stop, couldn't find them. Now, again, it's one game. Season's not over. Absolutely not. But that's embarrassing, because you have to set the tone for the rest of the season, because you lost like that last year to Kansas City. When I say that, you had to play from behind. You lost by a toe. And then the next week, you lost to Las Vegas by blowing a fourth quarter lead. Now, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna hold on the Cleveland part in just a little bit, but our defense was disappointing. I mean, this defense that was built all summer. Jair Alexander, totally understand. He's coming off an injury. He's going to need some time. Malachi Starks is a rookie. I get all that. I know Hamilton had a finger injury. He's fine. Roquan Smith was pretty much getting cardio out there. And Trenton Simpson, I don't know why we went away from him. I mean, just look. Just look back at the tape. It wasn't just Keon Coleman, Jordan Palmer, Shakir, James Cook. I mean, like, and then Dalton Kincaid that put him in field goal range. And this is the same issues we had last year, the first 10 weeks. I'm really, really starting to I'm sorry to say it, but if this ain't fixed by week 4 or 5, we really got to have a conversation about Zach Orr. Because this can't be happening. No. Derrick Henry, say what you want. That man, listen, when we signed him, people wrote that man off. That man is a Hall of Famer, and it's funny how at 30, and for some reason, when with sport, it's not just with football; it's with sports. Period. They did it with Ken Griffey Jr. when he turned 30. They did it with Grant Hill when he turned 30. I could give a plethora of athletes, but for some reason, when you turn 30, it's this seems to be this quote unquote. You're supposed to see a decrease. Well, I'm looking at some quarterbacks that have turned 30, and I'm like, well, and Derrick Henry's doing just fine. Last year, ran for over 1,900 yards. That's the most so far by running back at age 30. First half of this game Sunday, 20-yard touchdown. I mean, he sent Cole Bishop to the ground. And then the 46-yard touchdown in the second half. I mean, the young man finished with 18 carries for 169 yards. And he's washed. I mean, that just speaks to, number one, taking care of his health, taking care of his body, but also too, he's actually number one on a team that doesn't use him every damn play. Okay, it's second down. I'm putting Justice Hill in there. They put Rashawn Ali in there a couple times. You're spraying the field, and especially the 49-yard run to Lamar Jackson's touchdown. Doesn't need much room. Once you get him going, he's gone. Derrick Henry, that fumble should not take anything away from the night that man had. He had a great night. Ed Oliver deserves credit. He had 2 big plays on Derrick Henry. And on top of that, he took advantage of an offensive line. Particularly, he was Daniel Falele. Listen, God bless him, but that man is not a right guard and cooked like chicken. Give Ed Oliver credit on that fumble. Period. But I mean, again, at the end of the day, I appreciate a kid. I appreciate a guy taking accountability. No issue with that. Next one, DeAndre Hopkins. Y'all owe him, that man, an apology. He had 2 catches, 35 yards, but the one-handed grab for 29 yards was probably the highlight of the night. We all know that Zay Flowers had 143 yards, 7 catches, but when we signed him, he's washed. I don't know what he's going to bring to this team. D-Hop looks like he's just going to be fine. So I just wanted to get that out the way. And Mark Andrews.
What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
1 catch for 5 yards. Now, I know he's dealing with an injury, but okay. But anywho, that was pretty much it as far as that. But with John Harbaugh, okay, we have, since he's been the head coach of the Ravens since we have 17 blown leads That is the most since 1991. But we don't have to go that far. I'm going to give you, let's go back 3 years ago. Do you remember the Miami Dolphins? It was a home game. The Ravens were up 21 points. Miami scored 28 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Do you remember the next year we played the Browns? Another example. Because that's the game where Mark Andrews went off and I couldn't find anybody else. 14 unanswered, a 14-point lead. And somehow we won the game. And Cleveland scored 16 unanswered points. Last year, a 10-point lead. And Vegas scored 13 unanswered points. I mean, I could go on and on. My point is, at some point, and I don't recall Brian Billick getting this much grace as a coach. But I saw something earlier as I'm recording this, talking about in terms of maturity. We're not there yet. What does that mean? You've had this roster for quite some time. Like, listen, at some point, it's you as the coach. I can hear all the press conferences and all that other stuff, and we'll be better and all that other stuff. No, this is it. Make or break. I really don't want to hear really any more excuses. I think we just got, in my opinion, do I want to say poor execution? No. Were we passive? I don't know. But all around, to allow 40 points allowed. Disgusting. And I don't really see how you look better. I mean, Lamar Jackson played perfect. Josh Allen, they gave both of them a must-see TV. I mean, and now I got a question. It's 4th and 3, and I've seen you do it for years. I could go back to years ago in Seattle. I can go back to when we were here at home when you played against the Chiefs. I can even go back. What game was it? Those are just a couple games that stick to me about going forward and being aggressive. So it's 4th and 3. You don't trust your quarterback, so they don't get the ball back. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I watched Lamar literally escape the pocket, the same pocket where I watched Falele not block a single person and play ring around the rosy, and watched Andrew Voorhees, Ronnie Stanley, and I can't remember who else, literally making plays and making a blocking lanes for Lamar Jackson, who made a positive gain of yardage, a first down. But you couldn't trust Lamar for 3 yards. Make that make sense. What else? My next point, Matt Prater. I really want to give Matt Prater a shout out. Matt Prater last year was on the Arizona Cardinals. Matt Prater was injured, and they brought in University of Maryland Terrapin, Chad Ryland. And this year, they went with Chad as the starter, and they moved on from Matt. Matt Prater, I believe, was actually coaching his son's high school varsity team, I want to say it was. And he caught, I think it was the red eye, I want to say it was. And because Tyler Bass on the IR, I think for like the next 4 to 5 weeks, I want to say. And to not know any of your teammates' names other than maybe Josh Allen, James Cook, and kick the game-winning field goal. Matt Prater, listen, that is much love, respect, because he has been in this league, gosh, since 06, because he started, I remember him with the Broncos. So, because he's made what, All-Pro 13, cut 2-time Pro Bowl. He's been in the league for a hot minute. So, most definitely. That's pretty cool to come in. And now you're being the kicker for the Bills. And more than likely, San Francisco, I think they signed Eddie Pinheiro, I think it was, because Jake Moody got cut. But that's neither here nor there. But anywho, self-inflicted mistakes, we haven't learned from that. And here's the thing. And this is another question. Who is the leader on this team? And when I say leader, it could be vocal leader, pointing people out. Like, for example, how we went in the halftime, the score should not have been what it was. No. And then when I say that, for example, and I I can use Ed Reed, Ray Lewis. When I say leadership, for example, it's the Buffalo Bills and the Ravens. This is years ago. This is when we have Flacco, Anquan, Derek Mason, all of them. The Buffalo Bills were playing them here. And they had Ryan Fitzpatrick and all those guys at the time. Literally, Buffalo came in, set the tone, all those things. Ray Lewis pulled the defense to the side and let them know we got to wake up. What happened after that? Defense started making plays. There was even one play where, if I remember correctly, Ray Lewis, I can't remember who it was, but he took dude and lifted him up and forced a fumble. Baltimore ended up winning that game. But what is my point? The fact that when it comes to self-inflicted mistakes, there's nobody to me to say, y'all, we got to calm down. Like, especially in that moment. Where's my leaders? Like, the pass interference call on 4th down. The extra, I could get on Tyler Lue about the extra point, but okay. But again, like, it's just another thing of its own. Get into the quarterback. Self-inflicted mistakes. I just don't know what else it's really going to take for us to get it going. I don't know. But give the Buffalo Bills credit. Josh Allen, that's what an MVP looks like. And hey, listen, he did what he needed to do. 33, 46, 2 touchdowns. And they've finished almost 500 total yards of offense. Both teams almost combined for 1,000, almost like 929 yards, and scoring 22 points in the fourth quarter. That was a great game. That's game of the year. All outside of Tyler Lue, all 3 phases of the football was disappointing. My special teams unit was disappointing. Ty Johnson had 2 returns of 54 yards, if I remember correctly. I think it was Brandon Coddington. He had 105 yards, 139 yards. That can't happen. So really, we really did not have a great game, if we're being honest. But we'll see. We'll see how this will respond to this. But again, this was tough. and I believe we should respond to Cleveland. But I do think Cleveland is a trap game, personally, simply because it just feels that way. Because the way we lost to Vegas last year, it really, really just gives trap game. It really does. We're going to take a commercial break, and then when we get back, we're going to talk about the matchup. Oh, wait. Before we get into that, there was a fan who smacked Lamar Jackson in the helmet, and also too who shoved DeAndre Hopkins, was banned by the Bills, and Lamar Jackson had every right to defend himself. Listen, I don't understand. As fans, we're paid to go to a game, and I don't understand why we're doing dumb stuff like that. And he was in the rightfully so to defend himself. And then I didn't understand. Sometimes I don't understand some of our media. Listen, I don't. Jameson Hensley. I didn't understand what was the purpose of that question. Have you spoke to Eric? Is the league planning on doing? What do you? They already addressed it. Like, we're focusing now on Cleveland. It is what it is. Like that wasn't like, what was the point of the question? That made no sense. Because he was actually, I think he was banned from all NFL stadiums. So, and then that was disingenuous. And then there was also a fan who threw a beer at Derrick Henry too. Let's not forget that. But listen, there's going to be some bad apples with certain fan bases. That doesn't make Bills Mafia a bad fan base at all. I think Bills Mafia is a great fan base. They are a great group of fans. I've seen the videos, though there are some, they do some crazy stuff. I was leaping on tables and stuff. That's a bit insane, but no, one bad apple does not make an entire fan base look bad. But again, shout out to the Bills. It was a good win. And because this is their last year, I think they're playing really quick. I forgot the name of their stadium, where they're playing Highmark, because they are moving into the new new stadium next year. So yes, but we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and it is a trap game for the Browns. And before we get into that, there is actually a video that I want to share with you guys. And as most of you know, this year is our 30th anniversary. This is our 30th season we've been in Baltimore. For those that don't know, Art Modell was owner of the Cleveland Browns. He left city. He moved the team, but he left the team, the name, and the history in Cleveland. He just moved the team to Baltimore. Unlike the Colts, where they took everything with them. Obviously, radio shows, other platforms are feeling some kind of way because obviously this Sunday we're playing the Cleveland Browns. And I just want you guys to get a glimpse because I can show you better than I can tell you. Let me find that video. And here it is.
you know what, that they're doing this against the Browns. I understand that they probably wanted to do it in their season opener, and I get that. But, I mean, did you really have to pick the Cleveland game to do this? You want to talk about just like poking the bear on something. And the problem I have with the whole thing is that I care. People my age care. Anyone that rooted for the Browns more than 30 years ago cares. I just think it's a real move on the Ravens to do this against the Browns. I just think tacky is like the word I'm trying to use. I can't be alone in the way I feel about the fact that what a bunch of clowns the Ravens are. Yes, good organization. Yes, we love Ozzie, but for what he did in Cleveland. But I mean, did they really have to pick this game to celebrate their 30th season? That's a giant middle finger to all of you. I'm sorry, Jeff. It bothers me. That's just classless. You couldn't have picked any other game. No, let's do the game against Cleveland.
Okay, so you heard that one. So here is the other one. Literally the same. It's in the same kind of the same rant. So I'm going to play that one.
You took the team, okay, and you're the better organization over 30 years. You don't need a victory lap. And you cannot tell me or any other Browns fans who cares, and I get that there are some Browns fans who don't. I get that there are some cowardly Ravens fans who their forefathers spent a full 12 years crying into their beers about the Baltimore Mayfield, whatever the hell it was, Colts, moving overnight, the act of cowardice, right? Going from Baltimore to Indianapolis, and then turn around and act like they've got a legitimate NFL franchise. That's fine. They're allowed to be fraudulent. They've won enough that they can forget what absolute two-faced loser jackasses you have to be a Ravens fan after how they cried and got sympathy around football for 12 years. Fine. I don't expect people of Baltimore to have class. I've been to Baltimore. But for the organization, who anyone will say, oh, but they just run the classiest ship in town. Not after this, they don't. This is not a coincidence. This is low rent. This should be beneath an organization that is the superior organization. And the fact they're doing it in week 2, it's on purpose. It has no reason to do this. You could have done this any other time. And doing it is just a thumb in the eye of Browns fans. So for that, you do not have class.
I mean, they definitely know what they're doing. I'm not saying that they don't. They definitely know what they're doing. It is their home opener, though, so I do wonder if maybe that played into it as well. Almost like if they wanted an excuse and a reason outside of just it isn't week 8, for instance, and they're like, let's celebrate 30 years when we take on the Browns in this random week 8. It is their home opener.
So you couldn't have celebrated it. You had to celebrate it the first possible.
I think for themselves, it probably gave them even more of a reason to justify it. Not that they need a reason in reality, but yeah, I think that did help that it was the home opener.
Okay. Crying into their beers. Wow. That's interesting. So, first and foremost, the NFL schedule is created by 6 NFL executives. Okay, that's number one, including the vice president, and if I remember correctly, I'm looking at it, and director. Let's get it out the way. Our first game when we started in '96 was September 1st at Memorial Stadium. It's our first home game of the season this year. Essentially, I just watched 4 guys crash out. They're mad because essentially it's against the Browns. So if this was any other team, this is not an issue. So, question. Because the Browns did come back in 1999. They'll be celebrating their 30th year anniversary. So if this was spun on y'all, you'd feel some kind of way about that too. So in other words, basically, just stay with me. The Baltimore Orioles just celebrated Cal Ripken surpassing Lou Gehrig's consecutive games played. If that was the case, if by this logic, the Orioles should not have celebrated it. That's to me like we're celebrating 30 years. Okay, we didn't have a team for 12 years. I mean, what else do you want to be done? I mean, it's not like, oh my gosh, like after the game we're doing this, we're throwing a parade. No. Let's be for real. Like we're having a meltdown. And again, like this is the same Art Modell who's done a lot for the NFL, and essentially it all is just it's hatred towards that man. And it's disingenuous. Like for me to like from him promoting the NFL, him doing for what he did for the game, and then again, like how would you feel? And I get it. Okay, like there's some debt issues, yes, but I mean, when the Indians got Jacobs Field and he didn't get any help for a new football field, of course you'd feel some kind of way. The same thing. That's one of the reasons why the Colts left Baltimore. Like, let's be for real now. Like, come on. Like, context matters, ladies and gentlemen. And again, like to sit there and act like it just basically what it comes down to is it's against Cleveland. And it's again, don't target the team, target the NFL because they're the ones who scheduled it. Because we were on the road against Buffalo. We're at home week 2. So if we didn't do this against you guys, that's okay. So then just so again, going forward, basically, we can't celebrate moments, pretty much. For example, what is it? The WNBA, let me see. Just for example, 2026. I think this will be what their 30th year. We shouldn't celebrate that. Why should we? By that logic. I mean, just sheer like ignorance. I mean, I know I'm beating a dead horse on this, but at the end of the day, like, I mean, there are think pieces on this. I mean, and they can come in here with all the energy they want to, but I mean, I think also too, like, I think you're poking a bear, and again, also too, like, again, I get it, the history between the Browns and the Ravens. Like, I mean, yes, the Ravens have had more success than the Browns, but again, when you have incompetent front office and other stuff, that's neither here nor there. But anywho, we play the Browns this Sunday, and the Cleveland Browns, they did lose to the Bengals. A couple things, as it is, we are celebrating our 30th anniversary. Couple things in mind. Joe Flacco is a starting quarterback for the Brownies. He looked okay in the game against Cincinnati, if I remember correctly. They do have a couple injuries. Jack Conklin got poked in the eye in the second quarter and then come back. He should be okay to play, but other than that, that was about it. They had DeJuan Jones. They moved him from the left from the right to the left. So because they definitely had him going against Trey Hendrickson, and he finished with 3 tackles. So I'm curious how that will look against Mike Green. For me, for Cleveland, and they're going to be against both AFC North opponents. To finish, and again, we're both teams are coming in frustrated and hungry to win. It should be a good game. Dylan Sampson, I think, who should be the one. I think and Jerome Ford, who I think have been doing well. Krishan Judkins, who just signed his contract because he was a 2nd overall pick. He signed it on the 6th, if I remember correctly. He met with the league today, if I'm saying that correctly, because he's actually there's an exemption, like a 2-week exemption that the league has to grant before putting him on the active roster. So if I'm saying that correctly, but other than that, that's about it. For us, Myles Garrett, still got to worry about him. He's a threat. Joe Flacco, I don't know something about Joe Flacco. I don't know. I don't think there's any animosity between him and Lamar whatsoever. And it's nice though that he still. Joe Flacco did some great things for us for a city. He was part of that transition after the Brian Billick era. It was a nasty couple years after those last 3 years with Brian. It wasn't Brian's fault. We just had pieces that were just older and it just didn't work out. But Joe, to me, I think when you think of the Ravens, especially, most people are going to say, with Joe, Joe should be up there in terms of, I think, greatest Ravens of all time. But again, like when we drafted him, I would not think, especially with the quarterbacks that we dealt with after Trent Dilfer, he's still in the record books. So it is amazing to see him still doing his thing at 40. So God bless him. But, hey, listen, he did well, 31 of 45, 290. He threw a touchdown, was it the Tillman? And so my keys, we got to play efficient all 4 quarters to beat Cleveland. Defense is definitely going to be their bread and butter, and that's going to be key. We've got to generate a pass rush against Joe Flacco, something, because to only have 1 sack last week, it was disgusting. That can't happen. We got to also generate some turnovers on the offensive side, on the defensive side of the ball too. I need to see Rashard Bateman and Mark Andrews involved in the offense, especially Mark Andrews. I don't think he's hurt. I mean, I know you're not going to see 1 catch for 5 yards like that, but I think we'll see more updates on Isaiah Likely. I know he's been working his way back. So, and Rashawn Ali has now found himself up in the depth chart more with Keaton Mitchell. And the same thing, I didn't buy that whole thing with John talking about numbers. It has nothing to do with numbers. Just say, see, this pisses me off when coaches say that. Just say, you know what? I can't find right now. I got to figure out how to get him involved in the offense because I have all these pieces, and right now, I don't know where he fits. I have to figure out where he fits at the moment. Simple as that. So, yeah. But other than that, I know I've talked your ear off for now, going almost 45 minutes. But ladies and gentlemen, please stay safe out there. we're really crying over a team celebrating their anniversary. But okay, I mean, never mind. But you know what? That's okay. Please like, comment, and subscribe for our future content on the podcast, and we will catch you on the flip side. Peace. Stay up.
Thank you for tuning in to Big Nate Sports Talk. If you enjoyed that episode and you want to see more content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And I want to thank you. All I want to do is say thank you. I know that loving me wasn't always easy. And you felt like walking away when you couldn't see me. Felt like all your hope was gone. But I'm right here on bended knee. Please be my wife and stay with me. Please take my hand through stormy weather. We will stay, yeah. Let me be the one you. When you need me, I'll be there. Just to let you know that I really do care, yeah. Baby, I'm promised. Baby, I promise. For you, no matter the problem. No matter the problem, man. I'll be by your side. 'Cause the love we share can never be denied. Denied.
I can't defend that. What do you want me to say to that?
These are legitimate questions. I don't have answers. I'm starving for answers. I'm starving for them because I don't have them. I'm so disgusted because I got to be out there at that game this Saturday. I got to see this. How do you do that? How do you do that? What the hell is going on? What the hell was that? Hey, what the hell? You freaking kidding me? What was that? What the hell was that? I'm sorry the H words and the D words aren't appropriate over the airwaves, but it's going to be today. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I mean, damn! I mean, this is some bad stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I just don't know. This is ridiculous. Oh, Lord. I want you to understand. Don't ask me a damn question. Don't ask me anything. What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
I'm not going to even sit here and act like I didn't know this was coming. Or act like.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Skip. Good Lord. Thank the good Lord I am on FCC airwaves. I thank the good Lord. It's hard to take, man. I don't understand it. I don't understand how these dudes put themselves in this situation. I truly do not understand it. That's the kindest way I can put it. I think to go any further than that, Skip, I might lose it. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
I'm just not.
So when are we going to say something about it? You know what? I'm going to walk away. I'll be right back because I'm scared I'm going to.
I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. This is disgusting. It's disgraceful. It's embarrassing. And I'm ticked off. It don't make any sense. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
It's ridiculous. It's obvious what's being done out here. It's on a nightly basis. I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here because it's getting ridiculous. It's really ridiculous.
And they have normalized this bullshit.
This is how I believe, okay? I'm from the old school. I believe this. I would rather play with 10 people and just get penalized all the way until we got to do something else, rather than play with 11 when I know that right now that person is not sold out to be a part of this team. It is more about them than it is about the team. I cannot play with them, cannot win with them, cannot coach with them. Can't do it. I want winners. I want people